And for the last time, we turn the opening page here in the Betboom Universe, Episode 1 Comic Zone, to take us into the last game of the day. We already had 2 great series before this one, and now this is just going to be a perfect way to end the day, Automo. 1-1 currently between Alliance and Hellraisers. Game 1, we thought that Hellraisers were going to win. Alliance say no. S4 plays like a god. Game 2, we think Alliance are going to win. Hellraisers say no. V-Tune plays like a god. And Alliance, well, the performance of Charlie and S4, I just kind of didn't see them in that game. I don't want to even say they played badly. I didn't really feel their performance at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think a little bit more goes on S4 because you are the Death Prophet. You're taking towers, playing the enemy's face, going for that fast guarding grief, so you know that you are very tanky.
But they took the towers. They took the towers,
but after that, it's like, like I said, we just didn't see as much of it. I'm agreeing with you. Why are you disagreeing with me? Agreeing with you?
No. I'm just doubling down on it. You know, like they took the towers even without the exorcism, and then the exorcism never really gets used in that game. I was very surprised. I was very surprised that Hellraisers take that game. It looked actually easy at that point.
Yes. Once they won that fight with the Stone Thunder, that fight, the game was over. Hellraisers, they get rid of S4's Centaur. They say, you know what? You're pretty good with this guy. We don't want to give it to you anymore. They also get rid of the Lina because they don't have first pick, and they're smart people. So why would you give it away to any other team? Alliance, they get first pick. Is it going to be the Rubik or is it going to be the Rubik? Which one do you think is going to be Hellraiser?
I think it's going to be the Rubik.
The Rubik, yes. Not the Rubik. It's going to be the Rubik. Oh my god!
This is so surprising. Like, I have no idea how we could get that right. I think S4 in particular is just not as good currently on some of these heroes that are not blink initiators. I think his feeling of the game is still great. He understands when to go in, but when he needs to play these heroes that are only about positioning, standing their ground, standing in an area, I don't see it as something he does well. He's better on these active heroes. So I'm liking that Hellraisers picked up the DP and the Tiny, because I think they're going to utilize it better, and Alliance might play better with something else, which might give them more chances.
Interesting. So it's like, I like the Hellraisers took the Death Prophet because it prevents Alliance from picking them and playing with it badly, is the summary of what he said.
Not true. Everyone in the chat understood what I meant, and they're not going to be going with your little presentation of what I just said. That is not true, right? You need to hear the entire picture that I put in front of people.
All right. I know what you said. I get it. But then again, we have to have fun. This is it's pretty late in the day. It's actually 3:30 a.m. my time, and Leshrac comes out for Chuyen here. Now that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage for them. Already your magic damage problems are solved for Alliance. You also make sure the enemy is not going to pick something like a PL. Most illusion heroes are just going to be worthless to pick right now. So Alliance starting off very strong with this Leshrac. And both teams have great tower pushers right now.
And Lesh was the hero that won the last Betboom tournament, the Betboom Christmas show. If you remember Quinn.
Yes.
Is Quinn in this tournament? They should be. Yeah, Game and Gladiators are invited to the final stage. Okay. We'll see if they'll be our champions again. But anyways, just to remind you guys, there are 10 teams that are in the groups, and then there are 4 teams that are directly invited. Only 2 teams from each group go forward, and they're going to be facing one of the 4 directly invited teams. So, a lot on the line in every single game. Whoever wins this one is probably going through the groups, because these teams, both of them have one victory, and they've won against some decent teams as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's it's a cutthroat group, man. When more than half get eliminated, that's just super scary. It's not like you're starting off with 18 teams where you can be like, all right, 10 make it here, just make 10, but you gotta make it to top 2 out of 5. It's
the world is brutal. The world is brutal.
The Dota world is very brutal.
Yeah, and we want the best. We don't want these guys that are 4th in the group. Get out of our tournament. We only want the top one. The second one can just ride along, because we want those 4 directly invited teams. But looking at the bans, are they saying anything to you? Do you think the teams are just protecting their heroes, or are they preparing for something?
Pangolier seems like it's being prepared for both of these teams. Although the S4, I mean, that's definitely a target back to S4. You're talking about his active play style, and when the son of Magnus has Magnus, banned against, that just makes sense. But yeah,
Yep.
I do think that the Beastmaster, the Bat Rider, as well as the Bloodseeker, those are kind of Pango picks. Sorry, Pango bans. Then they take out the Drow Ranger, making me think that maybe the Charlie wants to take the Terrorblade again. Drow Ranger is one of the best heroes to have in that situation, just because your attacks pierce through base armor. You have to have someone else enable you to do that, but if you can, then Drow Ranger is fantastic bringing him down.
I feel like when S4 plays the Magnus, the Magnuson, his name just hasn't been overused at all. Right? I don't think people talk about it too much. So yeah, we if we see him playing Magnus in this tournament, I will most definitely be using that one in our cast. The silencer comes out from Hellraisers. Last game, Antares got the global silence stolen once he got the Lotus Orb. I want to see if Onlo might be able to perform something like that as well, or Hanskin if he's the one playing it.
Yeah, I think it's more likely to be a Pondo here, but then again, last game I thought Pondo would be the one who plays the... So I thought Hanskin would be the one who plays the Clockwork, but they switched it around. And yeah, that was a great Lotus Orb. Like, is steal global... That's like stealing Phoenix's egg. It's like that happens 1 in a million games. It just shouldn't happen, but Antares was able
Phoenix
to do it.
Eggs is easy to steal. Phoenix Eggs is easy to steal.
Oh,
abort,
yeah.
Abort.
Yeah, sure
it's
it is.
Easy. It's easy.
Not easy. No, it's
you
not.
get an Ether Lens, you get out of the range of the egg. The second he drops, bam. You cannot get the Fire Spirits out. There is that slight animation. It's easy to steal. You just spam click on the egg.
What if you use the Sunray while you're egging? There you go. Isn't that the last spell you can take?
You didn't say we weren't talking about the shard here.
Yeah, well, you get it 50 minutes. It doesn't matter. So you're not stealing it. Either way, Alliance, they're taking a lot of time with this one. Feeling like Pangolier is on the menu, but they're not quite sure if they want to commit to it.
Oh, yeah, they're taking their time. Pango wouldn't be too bad. I just don't know if S4 plays it.
Yeah,
like he's the old school player. This is a new hero, and I don't know how much he has played it. I would assume that he should be practicing it, but okay, Train Protector is something a little bit more in the meta. Not really a deny pick. Would have been good with the Death Prophet, but overall, there is already a position 5 on the other side, so very unlikely that Hellraisers wanted it.
And Hanskin, we saw in game 1, like he was getting those multiple 3-man overgrowths, would blink in, get that 3-hit shard punch. I forgot what it's called, but it doesn't even have a name. But they go, oh, that's an S4 hero. That's an S4 hero. That's a Dragon Knight right there. Although I'm not quite sure how you build Dragon Knight these days, and he's definitely not an aura hero. So is it the classic Blink Dagger BKB Aghanim center?
Yes. If you have a really good game, then it's Blink Manta Aghanims. If it's normal, it's Blink BKB Shard, and I don't really think an offlaner is going to be getting too much. Even when he was crushing the game with the Centaur, it's not like he had like an overwhelming amount of farm. But again, this is kind of the same problem I had in the first game of Alliance. A little bit less because they have a Lesh, but I'm afraid for their damage. And V-Tune, he wants to play a Terrorblade, so Lesh is a good hero against him, but burst damage isn't great. And there is a reason why you pick a Silencer with the Terrorblade. Once the Silence is out, the Sunder is easy to use, and I like it. It's solid.
I like it too, actually. I think. Hellraisers, their stuns are only from the Tiny, so that's going to be an issue. They do not have the incredible lockdown. Whereas Alliance, they do have, basically all of them have stuns, and plus you have some BKB piercing with the overgrowth. So that is something that Hellraisers is going to have to address with their off-lane pick. The guy gets something with stuns. I'm always going to be partial. Primal Beast would be one of them. I'm also partial to the Mars, the Tidehunter. Honestly, Sand King, but Sand King has just been so out of the meta. And Pangolier is still in the pool. Both teams can take it, and Hellraisers could definitely use. They just need stuns, man. They need something with a stun.
Yeah, could be an offlane DP though. That has been played in the past by
That's true.
Miero. It could still be offlane DP, mid Tiny, offlane DP, position 4 Tiny. There's so much flexibility between these two heroes that we don't really know. And they do have the last pick, so I don't think Hellraisers are going to be making a decision until they see the position 1. I like the Morphling pick. I think that's the last great core pick that is left in the pool for Alliance.
Let's see. What else do you want to go for? Alliance. Slark is still in the pool, but I've never been a fan of the Slark TB matchup. I always feel like that just goes in TB's favor the longer the games goes on. Ursa, we've talked about the problem with that hero, which is that you don't actually burst down the Terrorblade. Sniper would have been an option for me. I like the. I know you like the Morphling, but I would like Sniper just because you stay far away and just pepper them with air with bullets here. So what is left? So Ursa, Slark. PL.
Slark is okay.
I like PL. I like PL versus Terrorblade. I know that it's not really like you do a lot of damage, but you can easily engage, disengage. Manta's really good against the silences coming out from. I'd like the PL. I don't know if that's something Alliance will go for though. Very risky play.
It would be like the same type of lineup that they had in the first game if they go for a PL. They go for the Nature's Prophet. Okay, so it's triple push. Okay, now I'm not that concerned that they don't have damage. These kind of lineups can work. You have a tower defender and you have a triple tower push. If you get super powerful, if you get super far ahead, this lineup can work and they have the means to do it. So I like it. I think Hellraisers now, what you get is some team fight. I think team fight is necessary to defend these towers.
I also have to think that this global presence, they don't really have great catch for the Nature's Prophet, right? Like you have to actually be there. It's not like a Spectre, not like a Zeus. You don't have like sort of this global presence that someone's just there. And with only one guy even stunning you, it does feel like Charlie.
Dawnbreaker?
Dawnbreaker?
Would be cool. Offlane Dawnbreaker. Actually, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it at all. It's really good against the Nature's Prophet in lane. Good against the Trint. Protects the Terrorblade. It would be okay. I think I've never seen Hellraisers play it though, so I would be very surprised overall.
Maybe they'll go something for more like something like a Visage as well. They went for it in game 1 and game 2. Didn't look great, but might work better in this game. Plus, you get that vision to follow him around the trees. That they go for Timbersaw. All right. So
he doesn't die.
He doesn't die. It's going to be the offlane. I mean, this is going to be offlane. So the tower push is not amazing from Hell. Oh, well, sorry. They have the prop. My bad. So I didn't see that for a second. But they want to go with like this. You put Timbersaw bottom lane, he pushes. Suddenly, Alliance only has 2 lanes to go to play in. It's very hard for them to kill the Timbersaw. I think their damage is kind of lacking that department. It's interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe I'll need to go see them in the actual game to have a stronger opinion. But one way or another, I don't know. I got mixed feelings about how the drafts match up. What about you, Harry Freak?
For me, this is the closest draft that we've had. I do like the Timber last pick. I still think Alliance are having some damage issues. So I'm gonna be going the other way. S4, he might be able to find the initiations this game, but it is still not a centaur, right? It is a DK, so you catch only one hero. And I'm not so sure that catching one hero in fights, starts the fights, if Hellraisers are ready, is gonna be good enough with their lineup. And they don't have that like overwhelming late game. Still, I wouldn't write them off because having 3 push heroes in the current meta is very dangerous, and being able to constantly shove in the lanes is quite big. So that's why I like this Hellraisers pick so much, because you have a hero that can stand his ground and possibly like survive for the first 20 minutes. If this Timber is unaddressed like for 20 minutes, I think Hellraisers take it. But Alliance, they can spread out the map. They can maybe rotate the mid laner a little bit against the Timber a couple of times, and that could give them the victory. So I think it's close, but still going to be leaning Hellraisers.
All right, I'll back up my boys on Alliance on this one, just because I do think Hanskin on the Treant has been incredible in game 1, so I'm going to give him props for that. I agree with your triple push idea as well, and we like that. It's going to be hard for them to catch the Nature's Prophet. They literally have 1 stun on the whole team, which is just the tiny. That's it. Fine if you want to say tosses and stuff, but they got 1 stunning hero if you want to go with that. So I do think that this Pop is going to be able to run around the map, and yeah, with this good push. Oh, and you're wrong about S4 not being able to get multiple stuns. All he has to do is reach level 25 and take the AoE Dragon Tail, and he'll be okay with stunning multiple people. And speaking of stunning, look at this stunning offer we have. Betboom. Click on the banner down below. You get $15 off you registering for the first time. Maybe you can put it on Alliance and triple it. I don't know. Those are pretty good odds there. But this draft is very close.
15 times 3 Automo?
Yeah,
22, of course.
And naturally, I was going to say,
yeah,
that's how it goes.
Of course, though. Anyways, though, we're gonna be seeing the tree end being destroyed. We all know that Timber hates trees, even the ones that walk. He almost trusts it, but a moving tree is still a tree, and he will be getting it down. So the first CS will be going towards him. They're trying to find a ward here, and they are definitely wrong to its positioning because it's there, the left of the lane.
Yeah, but it's on 1 century, right? Even if you use 2 centuries to find one ward, it's always worth it. You just make more gold. And you want to take it away from the mid laner here. Alliance, though, triple push is going to be scary. And they're quite durable in the mid game, right? Like, if biggest deal, honestly. And he's had to actually get a couple of tangos pulled to him from Pondo. It's like, he's taking a few hits, but man, he is taking a lot of damage.
Oh man, this is they recognize he doesn't have the Dragon's Blood, and now they're just punishing it. It used to be that even 1 level Dragon's Blood isn't that big because it was 3 armor, 3 HP region, but when they buffed it to 4, it really changed a lot. People would think that that's not a lot. It's actually quite a lot percentage-wise in the lane. So now it's much stronger on level 1 on Taurus with the boots. He is running away, carrying a tree, being followed by the tree. Trees everywhere. That is going to be the theme of this game. But we are back to the bottom lane. Talk to me about the lanes a bit. Who do you look as to be the ones winning it?
Well, it looks like we're gonna go top there. So I feel like there's no way they're killing Timbersaw. Oh, okay, we're gonna go bottom instead. I don't think that. Once S4 gets about level 3 and has 2 points in Dragon Blood, he's gonna be fine. Until then, he does feel like he's suffering a lot. It's on Pommel to make space for him. Both sides not amazing when it comes to killing potential, right? Like Rubik and DK is okay damage. On the other side, you have. I do like the Silencer and the Tailblade a little bit more. You got the double slows from their Q, which is pretty nice. But overall, I'm not expecting a lot of kills coming out from the bottom lane at all. Top lane, I also don't think the Timbersaw is going to be losing his life. But it might be difficult for Charlie. Right? Nature's Prophet, you're up against a tiny Timbersaw. Those guys can definitely bring you down. So maybe a little bit more action in the top lane in favor of Hellraisers.
Looking at the start here, Alliance have a 1k gold lead. A lot of it has to do definitely with the 4 bounty runes being taken, but still quite a nice start. V-Tune was the meta, is trying to change this. Of course, a lot of his damage is going to be taken away, but Paula way too slow and doesn't have enough HP. One more hit, not going to be doing it. The tower armor does allow him to live, and all of the minus damage coming out from the DK, coming out from the Rubik is going to be enough to allow the Rubik to live. That's how it looks. He's gonna get a couple of more hits into S4. Now with the Dragon's Blood up, it's much harder to get the damage in. Of course, the heals from the DK, they are gonna be coming out quite nicely. So far so good in terms of CS for Alliance. Kiyotaka is pressuring Xuan in the mid lane, but overall in terms of CS, he is not doing the greatest. Lesh is still doing quite well. I also liked how he used the breathe fire onto 2 heroes that were very far apart, so very nicely done. And just making sure that he's pressuring V-Tune here. Once his Soul Ring comes out, he can definitely continue to do so. But first he's going for boot, so we'll see how fast he's gonna be dealing with his mana problems that currently he has quite a lot of. There are heroes that might lose their lives. He actually misses the timber chain. I mean, it connects on the tree, but doesn't connect on the tree, so Hanskin is gonna live. Yeah, that's like when in the Lord of the Rings, the talking, walking tree says, "I'm not a tree, I'm an ant," and it's literally a tree. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about right now. Neither did I know what those trees from Lord of the Rings were talking about. But anyways, we are not getting any kills here, Automo. So I was expecting like a banger of a game to end the day, and so far I'm disappointed. Though who knows? Who knows? It might turn out to be interesting.
Hey,
Spirit Siphons? Spirit Siphons? Not gonna be enough. It's gonna be Hanskin that gets the kill. 2 cores are there, but he says this one is mine. Actually, not his fault. It is gonna be the Leech Seed that secures the kill for himself. But either way, that's gonna be a nice way to start out the game. First rotation from Charlie, first rotation from Hanskin. They grab themselves a kill. He's in trouble. Does have a TP out? Okay, it's still level 5 Timber. Yeah, I like ever since I saw that Excalibur tweet about the about Nature's Prophet Midas and how it sucks, how you should never buy it. If you win with the Midas, you wouldn't have won either way. I've seen every single Nature's Prophet buy it, and I've seen a ton of Nature's Prophets as well. Solo, getting low, going dead, TP out. Very nicely done by the Lesh there. Tron, very on point with getting himself on time, but it's still gonna be a lot of damage onto the tower. They still have a Treant Protector, so should not be going down. Oh, Rubik, that's just beautiful.
Hey, Hey, Sam, allihopa. Låt oss spela lite dota. Kom till mig.
No, but still, if Hellraisers are not getting kills and you're getting some yourself, you're still gonna be fine. You're delaying every single thing. Also, we are gonna be seeing a Lina there on the screen, not in the game, showing us the burning odds that we're giving you guys. If you can click on the banner below, you'll get the $15 free bet if you are new. Oh, Solo pushing S4 back. This Dragonite with only 1 point in Dragon's Blood has to be very careful. Okay, now the Thunder is going to be there on Solo, and a lot of trees are going to be coming in, especially now with Charlie coming over. And Taurus comes in. They want to finish off S4, but beautiful Sprout there will prevent him from doing that one. Now S4, he's going to be fighting a dragon, his own reflection. The biggest winner is the one who can conquer himself, and S4 does just that. Alliance, they get the first tower down. They did lose the tower in the top lane, and the arrow, TP out, barely gets himself out of that one. That would have been a really big kill if you do get it. Hellraisers, now they are going for a smoke. Curious to see where they want to go. Maybe it's just a smoke to get them out on the map as fast as possible, because it is a Timber and a Silencer that are moving themselves out, considering they're not really the ganking squad overall. So, Yotaka brushing the mid lane. Hellraisers are still yet to get a kill. This Tiny needs to be part of the action. He's the only lockdown they have. But around whom are you gonna be making the action on? Is it gonna be the Death Prophet? Is it gonna be the Timber? Both of those seem quite good. Exorcism at the ready. Hanskin is gonna be caught, and this looks like a dead tree. I think he used the living armor there onto the tower. Very nicely done just before he dies. So beautiful way to do it. I think we got Automo back. Automo.
I said, Hopefully production will confirm if they are, because we are using two different systems to talk here. And that mid tower, is it looks like it's taking a bit of a beating here.
Yep, they're trying to take it down, but the Treant is back to life. I really like he didn't use the living armor on himself, didn't panic. He uses it onto the tower, understands his life is gone anyways, and he wants to protect it. And the added armor definitely helped in that regard.
Yeah, always fun to throw out the living armor just as you're about to die. And oh, top lane. So they're going to put S4 against Miero here. Both heroes, you know, very hard to bring down. They think that S4 is going to be able to handle it. He only has, he's got power threads, and I think he's going to go for a gauntlet. But nope, wants to straight up rush that blink tag. And once he gets that, they might be able to get some pickoffs around the map.
Yeah, Soul Ring seems to be too expensive. People are just okay with going for mangoes, you know.
Maybe that's
it's overdue early.
Maybe that'll be something we see change in the next patch here. Some items do feel like they're completely phased out. So what's another one? The Solar Crest. No one really buys that item anymore, which is a little.
There's too many items in the game. I don't know. I don't know if so many items should have been added. It's cool. It does give versatility, but man, as soon as one item gets buffed, the other one gets nerfed, then something gets completely replaced, right? We very rarely see an Echo Saber. We see it from time to time. Why? Because there is a Falcon Blade. We also very rarely see something like a Linken's on a Morphling. We do see it from time to time, but very rarely. Why? Because again, Falcon Blade just gives so much armor, and so many games being played that players can test out every single combination and see that just some combination of items are stronger currently and the other ones are obsolete. We all love books. We all love books. That's why I would just love to go to the part of my life when I went to school, so I can sit at my chair and study instead of watching Dota. Because this part of my life, it really doesn't feel good. So Miero does go onto the creeps here. It seems like we have lost Otomo once again, but hopefully he's gonna be coming back to us in no time. We have the best production you can see from all of the beautiful graphics that we see that is working on that one. So they're gonna be dealing with it, no problem. So well, we are waiting for Otomo. We're just going to be looking at heroes farming because that's what we have been seeing here. No killings, only farming pacifists on both sides. The only kills that both of the teams have gotten are the ones they really needed to. But they are going to be destroying a little bit of infrastructure. 2 towers dead, 1 on each side. And Hellraisers are constantly poking out on that mid lane tower. But Alliance, they just have some nice guys, repairmen, working on that one constantly, not allowing it to fall.
Yeah. Sorry. Wait. Right.
Yes. So, Automo is back.
Try to get bottom lane. That's a lot of damage coming out from the Wrath of Nature.
Silence, fool.
Yep, quite a lot. Solo, all alone on the bottom lane. Chuan farming the jungle. He's gonna be finishing his Bloodstone. This mid lane tower, Hellraisers are investing so much. Aini doesn't want boots. Okay, I'm just kidding. He had Tranquils on the ground there. I was looking at his inventory and like, what the hell are you doing? Are you literally just gonna straight up buy a blink? But then I look at his net worth, like, no way that he does have 2,000 gold, empty inventory, and has only 1,000 gold. But he was just putting the Tranquil boots on the ground so as that they don't get deactivated. But in the end, they get deactivated either way. So he just spooked me for no reason.
Yeah, this has been a lot of Hellraisers just trying to get this mid tier 1, and Haskin, he's just amazing with the Treant. Like, he just keeps like, it sounds easy, right? Just press E on, but he's making sure that his team is protected while he does this.
It sounds easy. No, Automo, it's a very easy. You click E and then left click onto the tower.
Oh, yes. That's, well, no, but seriously though, he is keeping his team alive and as well as the structures, so it's a big deal. And
he's gonna keep Charlie alive.
God, maybe.
Yeah,
well,
no God in this world.
But the bigger kill also was getting Miero down.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Miero, that's a big kill for sure. Stolen Chakram. I think without that one, they might not even been able to get that one. The Atos on Kiyotaka. Global Sign is going to be used. Going on to the ledge. They want this kill. They might be able to get it with the Avalanche, keeping it in place. And even with the Overgrowth, it's not going to be enough to stop this onslaught because the Ghosts are still coming forward. And Taurus wants to get the connection onto S4. They break the blink yet again. Where's the Atos? Kiyotaka. Science comes out, but not in time. It is going to be an Atos onto the Rubik, lifting up the Tiny into tier 1 to Stolen. It's going to be a Spirit Siphon. And now, maybe, he's going to let those out. He's surviving through everything. He's sucking the spirit out of the enemies. Now they're going to suck the soul out of him. That's V2 using the Thunder as well. And now they turn around onto Hanskin and look at Miero. He is back to do what he does best. Cut down trees. Doesn't even get a chance to do it because V2 finishes off Hanskin. But it is going to be a bloodbath here. We had a slow start, but a lot of kills around both sides. Who comes out ahead there?
Definitely Hellraisers. I think they got 4 kills to the 2 from Alliance. They were able to get down the Nature's Prophet at the start of the fight. So overall, they walk away very happy with what happened.
Okay, 3 because Miero died at the start as well, I guess. But still, they're ahead, right? So it is gonna be the game completely even, but the farm distribution seems to be favoring Hellraisers, given that their cores are doing quite well for themselves. So Charlie, whoa, that was close. That is really bad if you get soloed by the Timber.
Well, in the meantime, though, Timbersaw still farming very well for himself, and he's going for the Kai. Just wants to get as much damage as possible. What do you think of the Timbersaw shards? Is this something you want to consider getting early, just so you can, actually do damage to towers, or is it like, not really, or think?
I'd go with actually, because I've seen a lot of Timbersaws go for this build that he's going for, that Sanjin Kai and the Aghanim Scepter, and I was just impressed with the amount of burst damage that you have. So I think that's the right build, especially in this game, right? You are definitely lacking a little bit in the burst damage department. And that is going to help, just as the $15 is going to help our viewers if they click on the banner below. But while we're talking about banners and clicking, they're all just clicking their spells onto this Death Prophet and easily taking her down.
That's 4, by the way. His farm is pretty bad. But yeah, Death Prophet's going to fall down. And Alliance, they take the tier 1 mid. They get the middle tier tower first. Antares? Oh, Antares is dead.
If he gotten the Avalanche off before that one, that might have been a good turnaround for Hellraisers. Now it's not going to be anything. And this bottom tower, they don't have the glyph on Hellraisers. You have to defend this. The tier 2 dropping so early, it's going to be a problem. Alliance, they see the Timber, they back out.
Realizing that even now it's pretty hard for them to go against this hero, so playing it pretty safe on Alliance. Both of these teams feel very disciplined, right? Neither team takes risks unless they absolutely have to.
I mean, this is the last game of the series. Whoever loses it, it's out. It's basically a best of 1, so I wouldn't expect anything less. Play it carefully. Big mistakes can be heavily punished. I really like the lane ward from Alliance. Anyone who pushes out the bottom lane just a little bit too much is getting caught.
What do you think? This one is going to go for the Blink Dagger next. He actually has almost enough gold for it. That'll be interesting, so he could just jump in and get a couple of Spirit Siphons, or even just chase people down. Not something we see very often, but we did see an overwhelming Blink on it earlier today. Oh, Kiyotaka, I'm going to go for S4. Ooh, Blink not far enough.
They also smoked under a ward, so I was pretty sure that the Alliance aren't going to be taken down, because look at the lanes. Every single lane has an Alliance ward on it. And Hellraiser smoked on it, and S4 still gets caught. I think he thought that under tier 2, close to it, he just can't die. They're thinking about this tower, but also they're thinking about Roche. You need to decide where do you go. Okay, they decide to not go for anything here, Hellraisers. So this is actually going to be a disaster. I thought they were going to get a tower at least out of it.
Well, they still got a kill on S4, but I agree with you. You don't actually change it, but oh dear.
That's big. That's really big. That's the Blink Dagger Atos for you. We're talking about Hellraisers and their lack of stuns, and I really like Kiyotaka's build. I also like the build on Trian in the first game, where he went for the Witchblade on the DP when they were lacking damage, because players are changing up builds and they actually make sense, and in the end they also work out.
Yeah, this one though, definitely the Blink Dagger, as well as the one Atos, just jump next to people, you get massive range on your catcher. Oh, Trian, he might be in trouble.
Let's see if they have enough damage. Global Silence will come up into the Timber. The damage should be enough. Force Staff, though, they get him out. Reflection, see him clearly. The meta has been used, and VTune will finish him off. Uses the Manta as well, so even with the stun, that's not going to be preventing the Illusions from going for it. And now Hanskin will be an easy grab there for Miero with an Atos on the Rubik. Paulo will be an extra one. Ulti from the Nature's Prophet does a lot of damage, and they'll bring down this Timber, so S4 will be the one that takes him down without the Timber chasing him down that far. Not gonna be available, but still, tier 1 will. That is a great objective for Hellraisers that they finally, after 20 minutes of trying, get.
At the same time, we're seeing what Charlie Farm, but the fact that Hellraisers is keeping up in terms of on all their cores, that is a pretty scary sign for Alliance, because you are dedicating a lot to making space for the Nature's Prophet. And guess what? He's not actually ahead of anyone. Like, he's barely ahead of the Kiyotaka. That's not much. You want a little bit more from your Nature's Prophet at this stage of the game.
Yeah, VTune, even in the game that Hellraisers lost, he was topping the network chart for the entirety of the game. Even when they were starting to lose completely, he was still up there. And this Nature's Prophet not looking too well. Alliance still hold the gold lead, but again, their supports are very farmed. Their cores, they're all behind the cores of Hellraisers, and I would be scared because of that.
Yeah, I mean, Leshrak's not too bad, right? Like, Shuren's doing decently. S4 is also, it's kind of okay once he gets the BKB, but you can feel the impact, the reduced impact on the cores a little bit from Alliance, just because of that gold deficit. However, what their cores lack in gold, their supports kind of make up for it. You know, look at Antares, he's sitting at 5.5. Look at Hanskin, he's got for one. He's also got the Shard. We've seen him do insane work with.
So, Miero, very aggressive position on the top lane. S4 doesn't have a BKB, so if he gets caught, he probably dies. There is going to be a fight breaking out there, and they lose solo, so they're not going to have a global silence. He doesn't have a cooldown. Silence into the backlines. They're going for the slash. He's looking very much dead. Nothing to save him there with the Exorcism and the Terrorblade going in. The damage is going to be overwhelming, and now the chase is on. Every single time when the Lesh dies, this is it. They just go forward, and no one else on the Alliance can hold their ground. Exorcism? Do they have enough of it left to go for the Roach? Well, they're going to try either way.
Yeah, I mean, you have all your cores here, and it looks like they don't even, may not even need Exorcism, because the damage from B2 could be enough, and Alliance, again, these fights, just feels like they're fighting just a little bit more than they can chew, and losing people. That's a nice kill, might give them enough time to go for Roche, but they'd have to book it right now, and I don't think they are.
Yeah, they're letting it go. Rubik is coming over, has to be very careful. Blink Atos just takes his life immediately. He needs to get himself out. He might have a shard to toss himself away on the Force Staff. But if he gets caught, he's gone. Does get himself out in time, though. Aghanims on the Timber will be there soon. Man, I'm starting to be afraid for Alliance. They might be still okay in terms of net worth, but this is becoming dangerous. S4, it still understands the TP cancels of the enemies is very limited.
I agree with you, right? It is turning that situation where it's like, do you have enough to control the Terrorblade? Do you have enough damage to do it? What about the rest of the team? As very Antares, is he getting caught? Antares is being chased on the Rubik. Antares is being dead on the Rubik.
Yeah, just so much damage between the Death Prophet and the Silencer. You tend to believe these heroes don't do a lot, but they actually crush you. It's an overwhelming amount of damage for a support to deal with.
Still, Alliance, like you said, I like what you said, right? Like the net worth, they're getting it, but is that going to be enough? The BKBs, when they come out, that's going to make a big difference, right? Like, the Hellraisers, they might have a lot of stuns, but they do have a lot of like magic damage that once you get the BKB, Timbersaw does nothing to you, Tiny does nothing to you, that like Silencer does nothing to you, Death Prophet Exorcism still hurts you, but everything else you can negate. So BKB is huge for Alliance.
Yeah, now they have one on the DK. It's being delivered on the courier as we speak. So that's definitely going to be changing some things. Those are also fresh BKBs. The problem is they are coming out when there is a Aegis and of course a Skadi on the Terrorblade. So those are some items that might hinder your ability to use the BKBs properly.
And Skinner, well, we're seeing. Oh, by the way, we got the shard on the Rubik, so Palmer can save his ass. We saw that Force Staff earlier on when he was able to push Chuyen a bit to safety. It's like, no, it wasn't enough, but he was able to negate a lot of the damage coming out from him for a couple of seconds and almost turn it around. So that shard is going to make a big deal for Alliance. However, this Aegis for 3 minutes. Yeah, Aegis for 3 more minutes though. Can you afford to take it?
Glyph was used. Kiyotaka goes forward. He doesn't care. He's the one that has the Aegis. Doesn't want to use the ulti before he dies the first time. The question is, will he even die? It is gonna be the tiny. The
double BKB.
Yeah, double BKB was used. Hellraisers are happy. Kiyotaka will heal himself up on the creep. Solo doesn't have the global, but look at the chakrams. The Rubik is just gone. Nice overgrowth there onto 3 heroes. Immediately B-tune. He gets out, but there's still so many heroes to go through. It's not like you have phase boots on a Terrorblade stun. Not gonna be connecting on anyone, and the Bloodstone is not gonna be helping you against that. But there's 2 9-second BKBs. Third 9-second BKB.
God.
Charlie is gone. V2 destroys him, and the bonus is inside of the base as well. Miero with this Aghanims doing so much, they're gonna give the Aegis away, but as for his damage is less than underwhelming. The Death Prophet does not care.
Oh man, they got the 2 of the BKBs off. Yes, they killed Anters, but you can see how Hellraisers, they're like, oh, we're not very interested in fighting, so we're just gonna separate for a little bit. And all 9-second BKBs are used. Team wipe? Team wipe, baby.
No. Rubik is back to the world of the living. It's not
Doesn't matter. It's a team wipe.
Okay.
It still died. And, okay, Chakram is stolen, but that's nice. We need a little bit more than that.
They force out the glyph. It's gonna be enough for Hellraisers. They don't take down the tier 3. They don't want to be focusing down on that one. They finally broken down the game. Their 3 cores are topping the network charge. Their supports are not that farmed, and Terrorblade has been caught. B-tune is gone.
Well, Alliance needs that to happen a few times if they were gonna make a. I don't say want to make a comeback in this game, but if they want to start getting ahead in the game right now, because it's 3,000, but feels a lot more for Hellraisers. Look at the core farm. S4 doesn't have too much compared to Miero, and we're sitting at the very top. V2 very comfortable here in the first spot, and without a doubt, he's the strongest hero of the game. I don't think that Tenacious Prophet with equal farm takes down Terrorblade.
It's like 6-7k between the cores difference. Just it's the supports that are that were equalizing it, because they're so farmed. I mean, when we look at this Rubik, he's 8k net worth. He's getting close to the S4 DK. Even with this shard, the Dragonite just isn't keeping up in farm with the rest of them. And you have a Lesh who is under farmed. This is a big problem.
Yes, I mean because Lesh is sort of your best bet to bring down the TP. And if he's the one who's dying at the beginning of the fight, you are having a lot of issues. Handskin, he's happy to sort of bait the enemy team. I'm guessing he's baiting them. It looks like he is.
Yeah, the rest of Alliance were there, but it doesn't look like Hellraisers want to fight. They don't have the Exorcism yet. Speaking of that Death Prophet, she's stopping the network chart. The Terrorblade will stop just a second ago, but after he died, both of his teammates and even the Nature's Prophet took him away. They ward that killed their Terrorblade earlier, but Solo is going to be paying with his life for that one, so I don't know how worth it actually was.
I like how Charlie immediately taunts after. It's like, Charlie, come on, it's not yet. We can taunt later. We can taunt later when we win, but he's happy with that kill Solo. And we might see a kill here, but he's just got the BKB. He's just got the BKB though.
Can they finish him off? Lift him up into the air. He's taking a lot of damage. BKB goes to the side. They have the overgrowth. They'll kill him. That's a 9-second BKB down the drain. He uses it for pretty much 2 seconds. And that's about it. Big kills for Alliance. After that Terrorblade kill, they've just been snowballing it. And Hellraisers, they were ahead, but they didn't take a lane of racks.
And that's mid without Mir. You do have tower push on your side. We talked about this for Alliance. You have the dragon. You have the ledge rack here. You'll have to chew through this glyph as well as the actually, there will be a refresh glyph after this because they already took the bomb tier 1. So one glyph and then they can go to the tier 3, maybe go for racks, but that one will definitely be refreshed.
Yeah, pretty nice there for Alliance. 2 towers on top lane for Hellraisers, 2 towers on the bottom lane for Alliance. They don't have the equal amount of towers taking down the mid lane tower. The tier 2 for Alliance is still standing strong. Slight lead still for Hellraisers, but Alliance are definitely back. Alliance are back. You can see those alliances are back in the chat now for sure. But 18-18. We talked about some damage problems early on, but this Nature's Prophet, he is starting to pack a punch.
Yes, he is, and he's gonna go for. Dragon is gonna go for Heaven's Halberd. That'll be pretty good. Once you get, if you get Heaven's Halberd, the TP, a lot of damage is gone. S4, is he gonna be gone?
He jumped in, but he's gonna be saved. That's an 8-second BKB they will be using. V-Tune did use the meta, and S4 is fine. TP out of that one. 8-second BKB for a meta. You are fine with that one. Everyone else on Alliance will bail. So Hellraisers, now this Metamorphosis, what do you use it for? Do you go for a push or do you just farm?
By the time you even reach the enemy racks, a lot of its ratio is going to be used up, which is a bit of a problem. This does feel like it's going to be not wasted, but maybe they'll get a tier 2. Maybe that's
Oh,
not
they
ideal.
found the Dragon
No
Knight.
Pondlo this time.
Look at how they destroy him in a second. When you don't have a BKB, Miero's damage output is just stupid.
Yeah, and unlike last time where Pondlo was just grabbing him, putting back to safety, now you can do that. And suddenly it's not really as much about the meta to cooldowns as much as about the fact that it's 5 versus 4, and S4 does not have buyback. And here comes Exo.
Oh, they didn't heal the top tower. The Treant Protector, he didn't protect, he didn't heal. And that means now the tower is gone. You still have Glyph to use here, but who are you gonna put up in front? You only have the Lesh. It's a question how much he's gonna be able to take in terms of hits. Solo gets the global silence out. He did have a buyback. Maybe didn't need to use it though. Look at the Scotty. Look at the Scotty. He's not moving, Charlie. The overgrowth not in time. He's gonna be haunted. Your base is haunted. Why? Why didn't you buy a house that didn't have ghosts in it? They are going to be popping their BKBs, running forward. The Dragon Knight is back to the world of the living, but it seems like Hellraisers will be ways away when Alliance start their chase. And this time around, they're not going to be waiting in the big jungle to get caught.
Well, is he really going to chase? This is pretty risky for him to go for it, but...
Stolen Exo.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he's got no health. The tank could just turn around and slap him once and kill him, but... Alliance in that fight, and so they lost the Rax, they lost the Nature's Prophet, they got killed on Solo, and that's about it. So, fortunate base hold for Alliance. However, there is about 80 seconds coming out for the next Roshan. In the meantime, guys, why don't you click on the banner down below, get 15 free bet for if you're registering for the first time. You know, it's tough. It is tough for Alliance right now.
For sure, for sure. When without the meta, Terrorblade just runs into you and just smacks down your carry, it is a problem. And Skadi really is an issue. That is the thing. That's why Terrorblade is such a good pick this game. Skadi counters all 3 cores of Alliance heavily. Like heavily, so much that he can fight without his meta. And that is a problem. And looking at Alliance, they don't have the burst damage necessary to deal with Terrorblade. The Sunder is coming out one way or another.
I mean, there's always the split push option. Some people say that Alliance, you know, they were good at this a few years ago. No, I don't really believe them. But you do have the Nature's Prophet. You could always be splitting up, split pushing. Oh dear.
Solo's gone. Doesn't have a buyback. They're gonna be going for these two. They did pop their BKBs. V-Tune with that stun. Maybe they can bring him down. V-Tune now. There's the BKB. Thunder is gonna be coming out. They do have the overgrowth keeping in place for a little bit longer. And the Tiny has been taken down. They did lose the Treant in the process. Not a lot of mana on Miero. So we'll see how he approaches this one. He gets himself out. The Sprout isn't gonna be put in front of him. So no chance to stop the Timber Chain. And Alliance, can they take this fast?
Oh, buyback comes out. They might need the buyback on Soul as well. Alliance is gonna be satisfied with that.
It felt like when you were saying, and then the Tiny buyback, like he was going towards the buyback button. That's how it felt to me. But yeah, I would just want buyback. Hellraisers do force Alliance back for now. Nice Yules. Very nice Yules there to stop the toss back. The global signs does come out, but this time around they don't have their BKBs. This actually does have a buyback, so he's going to be coming back into this one. He understands the importance of getting the second dose up to the high ground there with the Rubik. He still has that stolen exorcism. He's doing a ton of damage. Miero up the hill. He didn't want to be there. Does have a buyback, but no way to rejoin the fight. That is the Kiyotaka. He finds the Rubik. I'm the real Death Prophet. I am the one who has her sister that'll fight for her V-Tune. Uses the standard, turns around, starts fighting. He doesn't have the BKB. He needs to be very careful. He needs to run away. He needs to allow Kiyotaka to finish this one off. He has been surrounded by trees, but he's standing his ground. S4 comes over. He's gonna put all of that woods on fire, but not enough to finish off V-Tune, who gets lost to the low ground. Beautifully done by the Tiny. Now blocking an S4 who with the stun might be able to get himself out. BKB gonna be running out. There is gonna be an 8 toss on him. He breathes fire and he is still alive. Very tanky. Hard to bring down Kiyotaka. He is not gonna let this one go. You die. Hanskin goes for it. He does get a kill on Antares, and if he gets out of this one, it will be a cool play. But all of the trees, all of his brothers will be cut down, and him with them. Alliance get wiped. Just one buyback being used by Hellraisers, and they don't lose a single core after it.
Antares was probably one of the best buybacks ever. He got so many nice toss saves in that situation. And one of them was on the tablet, right? Tablet was stuck in the fire, and Answer was like, don't worry, bro, I got you. Throws him to safety. The one sort of not so bad thing for Alliance is that because Vito was so low health, they had to go back to base to heal, which means that even if they could have gone Roche and the Rax, instead it's just going to be Roche. By the time they go to high ground, at least everyone except S4 should be back.
Question: when the Rubik has a Arcana, shouldn't his spirits be Rubik cubes, like small cubes, going around?
Yes, they should.
And they're not. And they're not. So I'm always getting confused, right? In the fight, I can see the difference between his and the real exorcism, though that was really weird. They found the DD, and the Terrorblade will come over now. They still have a bottle, so this is gonna be a big issue for Alliance.
And the double global science by Solo is also going to do a great job for them. Solo has been caught a few times though before he even gets one global off, but I imagine at this point he's like going to be next to his tier 2 in the yard. Like he's right in the fountain. He's like, once I get both globals, then I'll be able to show up, guys. Until then, I'm not teleporting. I'm not showing up to the fight.
Terrorblade, Silver Edge, Terrorblade, double damage. Terrorblade hurts, and it's not only now the burst damage of Miero, even if once the BKBs are used with this double damage, it's gonna rip apart everyone. Chuan, oh, nice lift up from the Rubik. Yeah, he does get him out, or was that a toss away? I don't know what happened, but either way, the Lesh is safe.
I think it was a toss into the air, but Rubik grabbed him and put him back because he was up in the air. Yeah, it's like he got him halfway through it and said, "I'll bring him to my side, guys."
Okay. So, yeah, you know, mind stronger than brawn. That is fine.
Alliance is going to have to pull out a bit of a miracle to defend. There's a nice wraparound coming out from Hellraisers.
Well, let's see, jumping in from the BP. That is just beautiful. And look at the Dragon Knight melt. He doesn't have a buyback. Kiyotaka going in. This is my base. Your souls are mine. Terrorblade also slows down the Nature's Prophet there in the back. But Kiyotaka is dropping low. He needs to be very careful about what he does. He is dying, and he is actually dead. He thought it was his base, but the Alliance, they still protect their home for now.
Need to be careful here. It's a 3-on-3. They've lost Kiyotaka. Vito's got no one. I don't know why I keep calling him Charlie. I guess because I saw him pick Terrorblade earlier, but is not doing too well. Too hard the health pool. Oh God, Shuyan. The Sunder.
Yeah. One of the quickest deaths that we've seen.
He has buyback.
He does. And they have a glyph, so they are gonna be keeping these Raxes alive most likely. They catch more. No, you don't have a BKB, Charlie, get out. The stolen shotgun flies out. Miero doesn't have the mana. He gets pushed back by the Rubik as well. Nicely done there, saving his buddy. That Nature's Prophet, he was so close to dying. DQ, going for the Raxes, he doesn't have the damage necessary. Handskin, playing with his life a bit.
And Paulo, dude, has been saving the team time and time again with that shot. Like, it has given the hero so much utility, but in the end they still lost the Leshrac just now, but they didn't force a buyback. They didn't lose Raxes. Alliance, they hold. You know, that's a successful hold. And if the game keeps going, I just wonder though, if the game keeps going, does that get better or worse for Hellraisers? Because you have them terrible. It feels like no matter what, as long as you have an network advantage, you're happy in this game.
I don't know. I feel like ultra late game is always 50-50, but ultra late game is like 55 minutes plus, right? I think from now to 55 until those big hexes come out from Alliance, that they're not going to be doing much, and that ultra late game might even be delayed for Alliance, given that they can't really leave their base, so they're not really increasing their gold. And S4 currently, he's a glorified bodyguard, you know, he just jumps in, uses the stun. He's lower net worth than the Rubik.
Oh, that's painful to see. That's actually painful to see. I think the Rubik had a philosopher stone for most of the game, but yeah, that's unfortunate for S4 there. Also, he wants to get Heaven's Halberd, but he doesn't have any gold. He's got Blink BKB, and that's it. It's a tough game to be. Leshrac, sorry, Lutron does have the Ghost Scepter. That's going to help him from a lot of this physical damage coming out from the Terrorblade, and you can't remove it in any way, so that'll help him out. And he's got a Shiva's Guard, so good physical and magical damage mitigation. Just has to actually get his items off.
Quick question, Automo. Quick question, Automo. We can get in here. Game of Thrones. Which character does his father call a glorified bodyguard?
Tywin calls Jamie Lannister a glorified bodyguard.
That's true. If you the height of your ambition is being a glorified bodyguard, then that's fine with me. S4, come on, what the hell are you doing? How are you just so low in net worth? He needs to have more. And that's what Magnus would say to him because he's his father. Anyways, I'm gonna stop now. Let's focus on the game here. The Aegis will expire. Next Roche in 3 minutes. Maybe even more, from 3 to 6. We'll find out in 3 minutes exactly. Hellraisers controlling the map. They're going for the last outer towers, the ones in the bottom lane.
I'm sorry, I'm just proud of myself because you told me I did a good job. So, you know, I'm gonna bask in that glory for a few seconds. But you know who's not basking their glory? Hellraisers, because they haven't reached it yet. They know that they can, you know, they want to make sure they get the game completely. They're not backing off. They just take 2 towers in bot lane right now. Exorcism up. Feels like Meza. Feels like this is the death push right here.
Look at him, he is just going in. Kiyotaka does not care, doesn't have level 25, so there's gonna be so many spirits. Jump in from the Tiny, he's gonna be countered. They're trying to kill him, but look at VQ standing his ground. They do reduce the damage there with the Dragonite. S4 going forward. I am gonna be what I once was, a strong dragon, though he immediately gets pushed back, and Hellraisers are thinking about re-engaging, gonna be going in. The global science has come out. A lot of BKBs have been used. S4 is dead. 65 seconds on the sidelines, no buyback. Kiyotaka goes for it. Another 8 toss. Gonna be going on to Charlie, who has been feared by the shard as well. But it looks like Alliance, their cores, at least the ones that are left alive, are still living through. Okay, we can't really call the Dragonite their cores are alive, considering that the Rubik is higher net worth, but their base, not for long. Avalanche there from the Tiny onto Charlie. Nice lift from the Rubik. Beautiful lift, actually. Target doesn't go down. He does buy back immediately. Wants to come back into the fight. Trying to keep himself alive with the Ghost Scepter. Vitune can't kill you, but the Timber definitely can. Overgrowth is going to be used. Vitune doesn't care immediately. Manta goes in, but he loses the meta, so won't be able to finish off Hanskin. Solo, on the other hand, going forward, him and Kiyotaka, they have no fear. But the rest of the team, they're playing objective gaming.
Everyone alive from Hellraisers. Alliance, they might get S4 in about 15 seconds, but do they want to wait for it? That feels like you're going to be mega in that time. And yeah, there's nothing left in the bottom lane. They're just going to go range tracks mid and jeez, that's a lot of damage coming out for Shuyan.
Did you see that initiation, like from downtown, and you go in with the Hex, and Taris now goes with an even better one, gets the toss onto Chuan, who has the Ghost Scepter to protect him, but it's not going to protect him from the Chakras. Vitune, where's the Sunder? I need a target, and there it is, Hanskin, he gives it to him, says, Sunder me, take my soul. So he's going to be playing a little bit for Hellraisers here. Vitune still going to be going down, and Kiyotaka might be next, has the BKB to keep himself alive. Avalanche is going to be keeping these guys away from them. They didn't get Mega Creeps, but he still cannot die, because a couple of buybacks were already used by Hellraisers going for Kiyotaka. They want him dead, and the Ghosts are not going to be saving you. The Spirit Siphon's either a triple kill for Charlie Alliance. They are doing it. They are holding, but their base, not so much.
They have to do something pretty amazing here. Roshan is going to be down for about 10 seconds, but they have more than a bit. They have a minute and a half with 3 enemies dead. Will Alliance be able to book it and get something useful going for them? We can see them as far.
Are they? Are they?
I don't know. S4 is in the mid lane, he's pushing hard, but it's mega creeps. It's not easy. And, well, someone's gonna have to defend the base at some point. I mean,
he's crossing the river.
He's getting, alright. The river has been crossed. Well, yeah, it looks like they will definitely at least reach the base. Will they base race this? There's up against several glyphs if they try to do so.
There's 2. Let's see. It's a level 26. Lesh, so you do push quite fast. Look at the Diabolic Edict and what it does to the top. Oh, he got spooked for a second. Yeah, they want to go for the end push, but buyback only available on the Terrorblade. There is still one more glyph. Let's go, Alliance! Oh, Alliance are doing it! Alliance are doing it! Let's go, Chuan!
The base race!
Yeah, they are gonna be going for the glyph here. Hellraisers, they're gonna have a Terrorblade in 5 seconds. He's gonna give his body there, but Alliance, they don't care about the Terrorblade. Let's see, what is he gonna do? Oh, the Rapier is bought. They're pushing so fast. The global silence was used. Silence! Yes, we'll win against you inside. They're going for it. Alliance are doing it. They're not boxing the Terrorblade. He turns around onto Charlie. He wants him dead, but the throne is dropping down. Charlie is losing his life. Terrorblade has been used, and it's over. Alliance have done it in this game. They take it back. No freaking way that just happened. They win this series, and probably with that one, they are gonna be going forward.
Dude, Alliance, what an ending! Oh my god. I'll tell you what, the main piece for that, I was like, that's it. Hellraisers, congratulations, 2-1. And Alliance, they get 3 kills on, like, sorry, they got 4 kills, 3 of them on people with no buyback. Oh my god, Alliance pulls out an incredible comeback at the last second. Well played by all of them, honestly. Hellraisers, they played amazingly as well. Just this.
No way.
They pushed the issue a little bit by going for that fight.
A little bit.
A little bit. Losing everyone and no buy. And V2, he was holding his buy. If he had used it, he might have scared Alliance off. Like, if he had just used it. But, wow. What an ending for Alliance. I cannot imagine what they're